When it comes to chess pieces, I feel like different storage options is just as important of a consideration as the chess pieces. And a lot of times that is a factor that we tend to overlook, especially considering just how expensive storage options can be. Different boxes, for example, in House of Staunton can range somewhere between 50 at the very least, all the way up to like $700. I mean, no wonder a lot of people that have commented on some of my videos tend to say that they just tend to keep their chess pieces in their original purchase box at least until they figure out a good way to store them. I mean, look at this example here. These are just a few of the boxes that I have. The Turin chess set, that one's gonna be a little bit harder to find a chess box for because I would probably need to go look for a coffer with the elaborate knights. I still have the Dubrovnik Burnt chess set and also the Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit's probably going to be the easiest one because with the pieces being a little bit less elaborate, I probably won't need to look for anything too much. In fact, I could probably even just throw these in some kind of a bag. And so, if you're like me, and maybe at some point you've had some chess pieces still in their original boxes, and you've been looking for a chess box as a permanent home for your pieces, you may have had some questions, as did I, one of which may be, what type of box do you want to get for your pieces? You need a storage box to keep your pieces, but you also have to ask yourselves, are you planning to take those chess pieces somewhere to play aside from just keeping them in your house? And if so, would one particular chess box be more advantageous versus another? It's an obvious example. If I were to go out and look for a nice, luxurious coffer that's about the size of a small treasure chest, then, it's not going to be a box that I'm likely to take anywhere with me. And then again, I mean, think about, for example, chess coffers. Chess coffers are primarily designed as a showcase item. So you can throw your pieces in some kind of a bag, which is not recommended. You can put your pieces in some kind of a less expensive box. A coffer is made to separate your pieces, not only for protection, but also as a way to showcase them. So let's say a friend comes over and you're taking out this giant coffer and you open the lid and there's your pieces. So that begs the question, I mean, are you looking for a box to showcase your pieces or do you look for a box just for storage? Because if you think about it, if you want to showcase your pieces, if you want to show them off, you probably don't even want to keep them inside a box anyways. You may want to have a designated table where you keep your board and all your pieces would be already set in place. And although that is a situation where you could probably accumulate a lot of dust on your pieces over time, it's one of the better ways to showcase your set. The other day I was browsing the internet looking for different chess storage options and I came across some of the boxes on the House of Staunton website that I somewhat liked. Nothing was ideal, but I found some boxes that I felt like were gonna work for me. And I wasn't looking for anything really expensive, and that's when I came across a storage box that's now actually one of their newer storage options. It's a storage box that's library size. It's their least expensive storage box that's available in the House of Staunton. In numerous of my previous videos, I have shown you guys the different box options that I have for some of my chess pieces. This, the very first chess video that I have posted on the Library Grandmaster chess set, this is the box that is the slide top box from the House of Staunton. As you could see, still has the original Library Grandmaster chess set pieces that I keep in here. The slide top box, as I've previously mentioned, does not have felt, but the rest of the box has really nice green felt. There's a separation between the two different sides, and it's not super soft on the side walls here or the separation part, but down in the very bottom, it's got some kind of a cushion in there, so that is where the pieces feel nice and soft inside. So overall, a very, very nice box. This particular box comes in different colors. I personally like the black, but I also like the different brown options, like the mahogany, just because to me the brown does look a little bit more natural. This box has been in my possession probably for a good 2.5 years or so. If taken care of well, I think that it's an excellent way to store your pieces. However, the wood is some kind of a compact wood. It's not solid wood constructions that you would expect. You know, price wise, I think this is around $70 or so. It's been getting scratched up a little bit, and when this gets scratched up, then as it kind of gets scratched up, the dark wood on top, it ends up uncovering what looks like basically some kind of a light, dense, compact wood underneath. So not not the super highest quality box that you can find online, but definitely it serves its purpose. So a fairly nice box. With that being said, the newer option for storage is this little guy right over here. This is the slide top box that's also available in the House of Staunton. As you can see, you can slide it open, and on the inside it has this nice soft red, dark red felt. Look at the size differences right here between this box and this box. Look at the height difference. This box is meant to hold library-sized chess pieces. So theoretically, library-sized library Grandmaster chess set that I have inside of this box should be able to fit into this, but what they do online describe about this box is that it will fit a chess set where the king is no taller than, I think, 2.875 inches. And one of the things that they put in the description for this box is it will probably not fit the extra queens, which is all fine and dandy, but if you get a chess set that has the extra queens, then there's the question of where are you going to keep the extra queens? Are you going to tape them to the side of the box? Are you going to keep them in your pocket? Like, that's hard, that's a hard call. But this box here is going to be the least expensive box on House of Staunton, and made fairly well overall, about the same construction as you would have here. It does not have the internal divider. Let's just take a quick look up close and just see how large of a size difference between the two boxes is. Clearly, this box, even though this particular box isn't meant to hold every particular type of chess set that you can think of, they generally will tell you that this one here, you might want to limit the size of your king to, I think, about a 4 or, somewhere in that range. You could tell that this somewhat of a smaller chess set fits in here with still quite a bit of space left. But one of the things that I've had other people tell me before, and I've mentioned this, is I don't think you can stand up there we go. You can't really stand up the king inside here. So this was one of the complaints that a lot of people had, because sometimes people like to have their chess pieces stand up all. But in this particular situation, with this being not so big of a set, you can't really stand it up. So that little small detail aside, yes, we can't stand up our pieces, but if we're okay with our pieces laying down, you can see that there's still quite a bit of space here for, say, a larger chess set. So the reason why I got this box, besides the fact of just kind of being able to show you this box to you guys, is just simply to maybe what I thought is I could take these library-sized Grandmaster chess pieces and place them here so that I could keep them in this box and maybe use this box for some of my other chess sets. Perhaps the Queen's Gambit would be a chess set that I'd be willing to keep in this box. I thought that this particular box was going to be a little bit bigger, honestly, because when I looked online and I looked at all the pictures, it did look at least a little bit bigger. But then again, when they show you a picture without really any size comparison, you might in the detail see that it's really, really small, but it's hard to judge just from the picture. And so if we put the pieces in here, so let's say that we just lay them any which way. So just like I have it in here, with the extra queens, even try to compact it a little bit, just to sort of eliminate, you see that we don't really have a lot of space left for the other side. If we put the other side in here, with this as being the library, but here we go. We're not even full set in here. We already see that we don't really have the space. Like, okay, so I didn't even put all the pieces in here just yet, and I already don't have the space. Now, having said that, the king here is 3.3 inches. So yes, this particular chess set's probably not going to fit, but if I did have the a slightly smaller library chess set with where the king is 2.875, perhaps I'd be able to place the pieces in there. So, but even in that particular situation, they will probably tell you that any particular chess set that you get for this box, you're probably going to end up having to really compactly place your pieces. And that's something that I'm not used to, because when I put my pieces, I want to just kind of throw them in there, and I don't have to worry about, you know, placing them in here like sardines. So it definitely something to consider. As far as the dimensions go, I feel like from the floor to the area where the lid closes, I think it's approximately like 2.1 inches. The width of this box is 4.4 inches. The length of this box is approximately 5.5 inches. So you don't have a whole lot of space in there for your chess pieces, but one of the interesting things is that this box is actually sold free with a couple of different chess sets that I believe they're currently sold out on the House of Staunton. But if you look, and I might be able to even throw the link below, but if you look on the House of Staunton website, there are a couple of library-sized chess sets that are 2.8 inch king that will be sold free with this box. They include this box free. Well, obviously, it's the price of the box is already included in the price of the set. But I'm surprised at just how small this box is, because I considered this Library Grandmaster chess set that I have as a fairly small set. So to be able to say that there are reasonably smaller sets out there that will fit easily into this box and still will be very enjoyable to play, that's something that has grabbed my attention, because now I'm interested in maybe finding a small, compact, library-sized chess set for this particular box, because I'm interested in seeing, you know, what we can get away with as far as, you know, making the king smaller, making the other pieces smaller, so they would in fact fit into this box and yet be still fairly nicely playable. One of the things that I wanted to show you guys is that this box is actually fairly versatile for a lot of different chess sets. So if we take a look inside, I took out the Library Grandmaster chess pieces and I replaced them on this side with the Queen's Gambit chess set, which is somewhat larger than the Library Grandmaster chess set. The Queen's Gambit's king is at 3.75 inches and overall fairly robust looking pawns that occupy a lot more space than the Library Grandmaster. And still, with that in mind, we still have quite a bit of space that there's still left over. So the pieces are laying pretty comfortably, and this is with extra queens. On this side, we have the Old English chess set at 4.4 inch king. So this is a much bigger chess set, and it's still, although not as comfortably as on this side, but you can still see that the pieces lay on top of each other, and with the extra queen, there's still space that you can pretty easily close the lid and not really have any issue there. So this box overall, in my opinion, unless your set's like really abnormally large, like for example some of the 5-inch king or 6-inch king, where like the pieces are like jumbo size, for most of the chess sets, this box may end up being just the right size. That's definitely something to keep in mind. This is probably going to be the only time that you will see me put the 1852 Paulson set in such a way, because this is my favorite set, and as you know, I keep the 1852 Paulson set in a separate briefcase just because I don't want it to get all scratched up, because I like this set so much. But even with that in mind, as you could tell, there is still space with the extra queens for us to hold a 4.4, a fairly large chess set in this box without really having any issues, as long as you're willing to put pieces on top of each other. And once again, like I said, some of the more elaborate chess pieces, we would never want to do this. So, but still, with that being said, it's something that's feasible for some of the chess pieces. The biggest question, obviously, would you be willing to put your pieces on top of each other, and would you be okay with them? And with, like, for example, the Queen's Gambit one, I might be okay with just putting them inside this box. But for something more elaborate like these chess sets, I probably wouldn't necessarily want to do that. Of course, another option might be something like this. This was recommended to me by one of my good friends and a subscriber on my channel. This is like a pistol carrying case, and so hopefully I won't, you could see here, this is where I keep that Fisher Spassky chess set that I've shown you guys in one of my earlier videos. Is you could see here, the fit in this box is very, very, very compact. So there's really no extra space for not even a single extra piece. But one of the, oh, look at that. But one of the nice things about this particular option is that, get back in there. The top is foam, the bottom is foam, and when you close this and you put a little bit of pressure, it really holds your pieces in such a way that I can shake this around and you can tell there's no pieces that are shaking or hitting against any of the other pieces. So this is a fairly nice option, at least as far as like what you would want to do to like bring your pieces somewhere. Like let's say that you wanted to go to a tournament or something. This is not necessarily a bad option. There's other sizes of these pistol cases out there. This wasn't the biggest size. I kind of wish I got a little bit of a bigger one, but this is compact, so I can put this in a backpack and it would work for me because it's about the size of like an iPad Pro. So I would say just another option. The little label here on the front is just meant to give it like a little bit of a vintage look. You can get this particular box without the label at the same price, or with the label. I ended up getting the label. The only problem if you get it with the label is if they're producing a lot of these boxes, the label might be placed a slightly off-centered, and then if that happens and it could bother some people, then maybe that's something that you just want to go ahead and do without the label. It just kind of looks like there's something going on the top. If without the label, it would just look very plain. I don't think they can make the box with the logo, the House of Staunton logo, but at least I haven't seen that option. So what is my final verdict on this particular box? I feel like it's nice for somebody who is looking for a very compact storage options for their library-sized chess set, where the king is 2.875, and once again, that are willing to overlook the fact that maybe you might not be able to fit those extra queens inside of this box. Then that creates a little bit of an issue to where you have to figure out what you're going to do with the extra queens. At $50, my personal opinion, it might be a little steep. I'd probably say that at $35 maybe. The other box is priced at around $70, and this box is not even half the size of the other box. So Just price-wise, I'd probably say I wouldn't necessarily feel like it's justified to pay 50 for it. Um, it's nice, compact, and like I said, it's got some advantages in that this box is really light. The very bottom of the box got a little scratch. I don't know if it was me that put a little scratch in here, or if that scratch was there before, but underneath the scratch looks like the wood is a different color. So this little box is made out of some kind of a compact wood. My next task would probably be at finding a small enough chess set so that I could show you guys how like a library set could fit inside this box comfortably and how everything would look. Do not buy this box with the mentality that you'll make your chess set fit, because it's small. What would be the advantages of having your box this small besides just being compact? I mean, one of the things is you could, being that it's so narrow too, is you could almost put it on a bookshelf. You could put it on a bookshelf, slide it in between a couple of books, and it's not going to occupy a lot of space. You could also throw one of these boxes in a book bag. You can throw it in like a chess carrying case. For example, the video that I did on the folding chessboard, that large chess carrying case, you could probably fit maybe even 2 of these boxes. So if you wanted that option, you could put your chess pieces in here. But then again, if you're gonna put your chess pieces, that particular bag already has little pouches for the chess pieces. So I don't know if that would be an advantage for you to put your chess pieces inside these boxes and then put the boxes. But I mean, like if you had a backpack or something and you wanted to throw your chess pieces inside of the backpack, that's one option. So I just wanted to show you guys this and kind of give you some idea as far as what it looks like. And then, of course, in the end, it's ultimately up to you guys. You're the ones that are making a determination what works for you, what works and what doesn't work. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did enjoy this video, leave a comment below, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Bye-bye.